Hi everyone, here we are with Q-Card prediction for April 2024. First topic is describe someone who cooked a special meal for you. You can talk about any family member, any friend. They cooked a special meal. What was the food? What occasion it was? You can talk about that. Next topic is talk about a place where you usually go to relax. Any place where you like to go. It can be park, it can be river, lakeside. Talk about a friend of yours who learnt your language. Any friend. Your language, it can be Punjabi, it can be Hindi, it can be Gujarati. Any friend of yours who has learnt your language. You can talk about that friend, why they have learned that language. They might have interest in your language, they might have interest in your culture. Next topic is talk about a place you recently visited for holiday or on holiday. Any place you have visited. It can be hill station, it can be any beach. Why you visited, with whom you visited, how was the experience. Next topic is talk about a bad service you received from a company or a restaurant. Any service you were not satisfied. What was the service? What exactly happened? And who gave you the bad service? And how you felt about it. Next one is describe a painting you like. You went to an exhibition, you saw a painting, or somebody gifted you a painting. You went to somebody's home, there you saw a painting. You can talk about that. Next one is describe a recent time when you went to a party. Any party you have attended recently, where it was, what kind of ambience, what was the occasion, what kind of food was there. You can talk about that. Next topic is describe a time when people around you were making a lot of noise. When it happened, who were the people, why they were making noise, and how you dealt with it. Next one is describe a person you admire and want to meet in the future. It can be any person, any famous personality whom you want to meet and you admire for some reasons. You can talk about that. Next one is describe a part of your country that you particularly enjoy visiting. Where it is. It's South India, North India, East India. Why you want to visit there? Or what kind of experience you have. Next topic is talk about a shopping experience you really enjoyed. Where you went for shopping, with whom, why you enjoy it. You can talk about your experience in a mall, in any shopping area, any place. Next one is talk about a person who has learned to speak your native language. Same like your friend who has learned your language. Anybody who has learned your native language. But this person can be anybody, not your only friend. So you can talk about that person, how they have learned your language, why they have learned, who are they. Maybe that person can be a foreigner. Next one is talk about a time when you used a map. It can be digital map, it can be paper map. Why you use the map, where you went. Next one is describe someone who enjoys cooking for others. Guys, first topic was somebody cooked a special meal for you. This one is somebody who enjoys cooking for others. Slight different. Somebody who is good cook. What kind of dishes they make, who is the person. Next one is describe a time when you had a problem using a computer. You were using computer, laptop, you faced a problem, how you resolved it, and what kind of problem it had. Next one is talk about a uniform you had to wear. It can be uniform at workplace, it can be uniform at school, college. You can talk about that. Next one is describe a person who encouraged you to achieve a goal. Guys, anybody who encouraged you, it can be your parents, it can be your uncle, aunt, it can be your friend, and what kind of goal it was and how they encouraged you. Next topic is describe an activity that made you feel tired. Any activity you did, it can be jogging, trekking, running, any game that made you feel physically tired. Next one is talk about an activity you enjoy doing while you are on vacation. You go for an holiday, vacation, and there you enjoy some activity. It can be surfing, river rafting, it can be any activity, boating, you can talk about that. Describe a person who is good at making people feel welcome in his her home. Anybody who is a good host, you can talk about that person. Next one is talk about something you have bought recently but you cannot live without. And guys, you get the same topic like this also. Talk about a useful object in your home you cannot live without. And you can get this topic like this also. Describe a thing you cannot live without. Something you bought, something is at your home. Why this product, why this object is important, why you cannot live without it. Next topic is describe a time when somebody did quite well in a team. It can be any community work, school work, office work. What that person did, how well they did in that particular team work. Next one is describe a skill you learned when you were a teenager. It can be any skill, driving, swimming, cooking. Next one is talk about a place where there was a lot of noise. Guys, earlier we did the topic situation when people were making noise, but this is a place where there was a lot of noise. It can be due to traffic, construction. Next one is talk about a sports person you admire. Any sports person, it can be Ronaldo, it can be Virat Kohli, Sachin Tendulkar. Why you admire them? Next one is describe a long-term goal you would like to achieve. Means you haven't achieved yet, but that's a long-term goal. Why you want to achieve that goal? What are you working for that particular goal? Next topic is talk about an interesting conversation with old person. What kind of conversation it was? Who was the old person? The person was known, unknown. You met during traveling. Next one is describe something you do to help you work or study. It can be any planning, it can be mind mapping, it can be meditation. How that thing help you while working or studying? Maybe you plan it properly, you write it. Next one is talk about a public facility, museum, library that has been renovated and improved in your area. These days we know they are improving the cities, towns. So whether they renovated a museum, library, and how it got improved after the renovation. Next one is describe a person who has interesting ideas or opinion. Who is the person? What kind of ideas they have? Next one is talk about a person who likes to talk a lot. Means a talkative person. Who is the person? What kind of things they talk about? Whether you get irritated or you just enjoy their company. Next one is talk about a time when you waited a long time for a nice thing. Means you were waiting for something to be happen. What was that? Why it was special? What was it? Why you waited for so long? Next topic is describe a time you bought something from a street market. What was the product? When you bought it, how was the experience? Next one is describe a job you don't want to do in the future, guys. Make sure it's not the job you want to do in the future. It's you don't want to do. Why you don't want to do that job? Means you don't like that job or you don't like the things which you have to handle in that job. You have to talk about that. Next one is describe a travel you were looking forward to but was delayed. Means you planned for somewhere but due to some urgency or emergency you had to postpone that plan. Next one is describe an interesting person you never met but would like to know more about him her. It can be any famous person because we know them through social media. It can be any influencer. You think that person is interesting but you haven't met but you want to know more about them. Next one is talk about an advertisement you think is useful. Any advertisement, it can be awareness ad as well. Next one is describe an outdoor activity you did in a new place recently. Any activity you did at new place, where you went, what kind of activity it was. It can be bungee jumping, skydiving. How was your experience? Guys, last but not the least one is describe an activity you enjoy doing in your primary school. How is it different from the other topics? The other topics were the activities at vacation, activities at new place, but this is about primary school. We did so many activities in our primary school. You can talk about one of them. So guys, these are the topics that are expected in April 2024. If there will be new topics, we will make another video. Thank you.